Greetings, friends from around the world, wherever you are. Please do me a big, big favor and share the hell out of this link right now. I've got to get this broadcast viral. I have been taken down off Facebook and the main platforms, as most of you already know. I'm relying only on people on the ground to get this syndicated. This is a very, very important broadcast. And by the end of it, I hope you understand why. We're going to be discussing something that's happening on the ground right now in Trieste. Many people think that this is just Italy, Slovenia. This is a very historical epicenter, and it's connected to the geopolitical shenanigans that are going on right now with the deep state and with the New World Order. It could not be more serious. There are protests going on the ground right now. I'll give you a little link here. Have a look. This is what's taking place more or less right now in Trieste. Let me share this with you.
Ah, visto che sei l'ultima barzelletta!
Allora, abbiamo preparato un comunicato.
Okay, I'm going to bring in some of the key figures on the ground in Trieste today to do a running commentary on exactly what's taking place and why this is of global significance. First, let me introduce Luca La Bella.
Greetings from Italy.
Very good. Luca, can you just give me, please, in 3 minutes, what is going on in Trieste and why is it so important?
There is a revolution. The people against the Italian deep state and against the Green Pass. So everybody, we are united in this war. This is an information warfare. Because you know the epidemic, the pandemic, it has been a very strategic weapon against our freedom, against to suppress our lives. So the people, for the first time in Trieste, are united against this dictator, because we know that. The New World Order is moving their attack against the Italian people. So it's time to say no.
Very good. So just so you know, bots are coming into my computer. I'm in a hotel in Lisbon, and I'm not surprised. I'm going to try and do my best. This has been happening to me lately. I have to drop out sometimes and come back in. Luca, you described very well the basic situation is that Trieste is at the center or ground zero of deep state takeover of Europe. That's the way I'm seeing it right now. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
And
yes.
that is because Trieste historically is the geostrategically probably the single most important geolocation in Europe today. Correct?
Yes. A lot of ship of evergreen are coming, and it's not a coincidence.
No, it's no coincidence at all. So you're talking about the usual trafficking, human trafficking, gun running, drug running, the usual bullshit that's been going on, sponsored by our governments in their ignorance. Those governments mandated to serve and protect people of the world, correct?
Absolutely.
Bravo. Okay, I'm going to bring in Antonello Scorians. She has a translator with her who is called Gisella. So please, guys, welcome. Can you hear us?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sasha. Thank you, Luca.
Great. Give us a 3-minute statement, please, from Antonella, what is going on the ground.
Right. What Luca said is exact. In this moment, actually, since last Friday, the workers of the harbor of Trieste, now they are also with other workers in other harbors in Italy, have been protesting and blocking the harbor, blocking the work at harbor, because only in Italy we have this regulation of the green pass. So nobody who has not the green pass cannot work either in the public or in the private sector. And that is a disaster, and many people are not going to work. And this also is following the situation of last year, when many enterprises and many people went bankrupt. Many also committed suicide. So Italy is going to be sold out. This is what the Prime Minister is following. He wants to do that. He has already done that with Greece, and now he is doing this with Italy. So the situation is very serious.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to bring in the great GianMarco Landi.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you, GianMarco. What are you seeing on the ground? I understand that you just arrived in Trieste today.
Sasha, I prefer to speak in Italian language.
No
Okay?
problem at all, but please let somebody translate after you have spoken. I need somebody, maybe Antonella, maybe Gisela, maybe you can translate afterwards, yes?
Ok.
Thank you. GianMarco, please.
Allora, ho parlato con alcuni portuali. L'iniziativa è riuscita perché da fonti interne ci dicono che circa l'80% dei portuali ha aderito allo sciopero. Questo significa che tutta la logistica è stata sfalsata, è stata dissestata, quindi è stata colpita l'architrave, la spina dorsale della globalizzazione per l'Unione Europea. Troppo veloce.
All right, so he said that the strike of the workers in the harbor of Trieste has completely succeeded, because 80% of the workers blocked the harbor and they didn't go to work. And this is the foundation for the deep state, for the materials arriving in Trieste harbor. So it's a big success. And that is why lots of police came and did a very hard attack on the strikers.
Very good indeed. Terrific news. We're seeing the same thing happening in Australia and in the United States. And it is when the workers come together in this way that we're going to see some changes, because of the immediate impact on the economy. And of course, without economic successes, this class of human being called the politician, they cannot survive without some kind of stable economic basis. So that is really what we're looking at. Workers threatening their own economy in order to get their government to do what the government is mandated to do. Well, you know, friends, Italy, Slovenia, Slovakia, Liechtenstein, Botswana, Mozambique, Madagascar, all around the world. We do not need governments when governments do not serve the people. It's as simple as that. And this is what people all around the world are feeling. I just finished doing a 3-month tour of the United States. I crossed the country 4 times. I met with tens of thousands of people, tens of thousands of patriots, all of them good, loving human beings. Not one of them endorsed war. Not one of them endorsed poverty. Not one of them endorsed disease. But what do we have in 2021? We have our governments, corporations masquerading as governments, acting against public interest and now acting against the human genetic, because that's what the issue is here. You talk about a green pass. This is just step one of the Gestapo handbook. This is the same bullshit we saw in the Second World War and the First World War and every goddamn war that happens. It's always the same play. We cannot permit this to occur this time. Friends all around the world, it is down to you. Do not comply. Do not obey. Do not acquiesce. Do not take the knee to Caesar. Enough is enough. Gian, are
Marco.
you still there? Yes, GianMarco. Is there anything else you want to add before I bring our other guests in?
Giusto quello che ha detto Sasha. In pratica il popolo di Trieste, ma tutta l'Italia, sta dicendo a Draghi whatever it takes, ma non per aggiustare le banche e i sistemi finanziari, ma si farà tutto il possibile per bloccare questo progetto del nuovo ordine mondiale che considera le persone come delle merci, come dei prodotti, come qualcosa che si può comprare con un codice a barra. Questa è la grande vittoria di Trieste, combattere con logiche commerciali chi cerca di rendere gli esseri umani dei prodotti commerciali, chi vorrebbe commerciare esseri umani.
Right. So he said that all Italy is moving, and they have said whatever it takes. So we don't want to comply. We want to stop everything and this warfare against humanity, against mankind, because we have been considered goods. We have been considered assets. And we are not considered in our human nature. And that is why blocking the economy is the most important and the most vital thing to do.
Very good. Thank you very much indeed. So I tell you what, hashtag whatever it takes. Hashtag whatever it takes, baby. And I'll tell you what it takes. Stop paying taxes, personal income tax, to your criminal government people. That is what is financing this creature. Pay your business taxes. Stop paying personal income tax. That is the dirty secret that they never tell you about. The fact that you are turned into a bond at birth, registration, registering babies at birth, becoming a goddamn certificate of registration is to become a treasury bill. You are turned into a treasury bond when you are born. And that birth certificate means that you are owned by the corporation because you are put into the contract. So this is the serious nature of what we are arriving at in 2021. We are required to step out of this slavery. There are good leaders in the world, friends, who want to make that change. They need us to rise up to meet them halfway. There are good leaders in the United Nations. There are good, believe it or not, there are good leaders probably in your own parliament. They need you to stand up. 2 or 3 good parliamentarians cannot do it on their own. They need the people. And you must not obey anything that offends your soul. It comes down to that. Take the mask off your children. This is a pantomime, a theatrical production, a vaudeville. You must cease and desist yourself in your own home from participating in this kind of ritualism, because it is ritualism. Let me bring in, please, Bruno Mihailescu, who is a representative here and translating on behalf of one of the key leaders. That's all I'm going to say at the moment. Trieste historically is one of the most important locations in the world. There are many people in leadership now who recognize that the globalist deep state agenda must not succeed in Trieste. It must not. Bruno Mihailescu, please, 3 minutes background on yourself and who you are representing.
Well, we're representing the organization which is called United Trieste, which belong to 14 countries around Romania up to Trieste, that we aim to glue all these countries together under one flag of Trieste, of course. And we passed this like 32 years ago with the revolution in Romania. And all I can say right now, that this revolution is not only in Romania and in Italy, it will be all over the world because of the conjunction of the astrological chart of the globe. So we will activate it at 200%. More humans will wake up, and we're going to gain this war against this evil cabal satanist that they don't care about our children and our future. And we have a beautiful planet, and we have beautiful countries, and we have to be one race, united as one. So there will be shall be no difference between countries, cultures, and skin color. We have to be all as one, because we all raise from the tribes of Thracians many, many, many thousands of years ago. So I'm very happy and proud because we come from the same race and join together, and we will bring a lot of beautiful news to Trieste and to the entire world. This is what I can say. We are working diligent on behind the scenes on your back, and we're gonna have an amazing news, guys. Everything.
Okay, let me jump in there, Bruno, kindly. So I can support what Mihailescu is saying. Last week, I was in Romania myself. I spent 1 week on the ground in Romania with military protection there, and I met with some of the leading scientists in the world who are based in Romania. They have all of the technological solutions for healing the human body, for eradicating all of the cancers, all of these conditions that the corporation governments allow to continue, because it is beneficial, it is cost effective. Disease is good business, poverty is good business, and war is good business. We must come together, people, all of us, and we must end this in our age, in our day. And that is what we are about to do. Trieste must not fall for this reason. So, Luca, based on what you are seeing on the ground there in Trieste, what is the chance of success right now as you see it?
Well, the success is guaranteed, but I want to add something very important. The 15th of October, there has been an inauguration in the Chigi Palace in Rome with called Inferno. It means hell. They had the inauguration of the gate of hell, La Porta dell'Inferno of Rodin. Rodin is a most famous artist in France. And now the level of exposure is maximum, because as Bruno told before, they are Satanists. They want hell in earth.
Yeah.
So the hell cannot win. God win.
Bravo. But how many people are prepared to admit the fact that their own church has been seminal in the last few hundred years? I need to remind good people, especially the good Catholics, I need to remind them that it is the Roman Catholic Church that is the whore of Babylon, that has been most responsible for culturally and socially engineering the hell on earth. The massacre of the black skin, red skin, brown skin people and yellow skin people of the world, orchestrated through Vatican complex and the crowns of Europe. But the crowns of Europe were working in direct league with the Vatican complex and the Jesuitical traditions, satanic and Luciferic, Sabbatean. This is the problem. And people today are still afraid to speak about this, even although they can see this satanic ritualism playing out in the streets, on the television screen. They still do not want to even speak about it because there is such incredible fear. This is the dream spell that was created precisely in order to stop us from acting on our conscience, acting on our divinity and our humanity. But this is the time. This is the time. Bruno Mihailescu, I believe you have somebody on a telephone who is directly connected to the International Commission for the Free Territory and Free Port of Trieste, who is able to make a statement to support us. Is that correct?
Correct.
Please put Her Excellency on and let her make a statement to this panel and to the public at large.
Yes, I would like to inform the Triestine people that they are not the only ones that are fighting for regaining the sovereignty of their territory and the free port. They have friends outside Trieste that are fighting for them. Why? Because it's a really overriding for Trieste to regain its sovereignty, because that will allow it to fully play its role as a nation of the nation. And from the nation of the nation, we really can give example for the whole world. We can inspire the path to be followed in a world of justice, where each of us will find his place in the complementarity with others.
Excellency, thank you very much indeed for those words of support. I am familiar with the organization that is being leveraged at the moment to be able to take forward Trieste under the original treaty. This is very important that the original treaty of 1947 is acceded to, correct?
Yes, it's correct. And the first thing to do is to set up the International Commission, and that was done.
Was done. The International Commission was done.
Yes, was done. So from the International Commission, we can really start to work very efficiently. And we have gathered all the ingredients for the success of Trieste, because the Trieste is not only for the Triestine, it's for the whole world, because it's the nation of the nation.
Yes, indeed. Well, the nation of the nation and the state of the states as well. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We very much appreciate your comment here today and look forward to working with you in the near future. GianMarco, can I ask you, when all of this is over in the days ahead, how do you imagine people of the world are going to treat their leaders who today are standing against them in every parliament in Europe? How do you think the people of the world will treat the leadership who are committing such crimes against us today?
Allora, Sasha, prima cosa volevo dire questo, volevo fare un corredo a quello che ha detto Bruno. Non è tutta la Chiesa cattolica al centro del problema, ma è un ordine, l'ordine dei Gesuiti. Il transumanesimo è un concetto, è una ideologia ed è un programma che hanno partorito i Gesuiti. Poi tutto il mondo, compresi anche la mafia khazara, ha applicato questo disegno e vorrebbe applicare questo disegno. Quindi non è tutta la Chiesa cattolica, ma la parte politica della Chiesa cattolica il problema. La seconda cosa che volevo dire, facciamo tradurre.
So, GianMarco saying that it's not the whole Catholic Church who is guilty of these horrible deeds, but especially the Jesuits. And the Jesuits are actually...
Transumanesimo.
Okay. The Jesuits have been creating this movement of transhumanism. So the fact that they want change the human being into a sort of robot, someone who can be controlled by IA actually, and that is why all the vaccines and the things about that.
Bravo. Yes, indeed. Well, thank you for the clarity. I think the
Okay.
problem is that we don't hear enough of the Catholic Church speaking against that Jesuitical element. And that is because that Jesuitical element is controlling the Catholic Church historically for at least 400 or 500 years. But thank you. Of course, you are right. I'm communicating myself to one of the cardinals in the Vatican, and he's a very good man. So thank you
Yes,
for
yes,
that.
yes.
Thank
Ok.
you for that clarity, Gianmarco.
Sasha, l'altra cosa che volevo dire è che io penso che al termine di questa storia tutte le leadership verticali saranno distrutte, andranno ad esaurirsi e potrà nascere un nuovo umanesimo con delle leadership politiche dentro parlamenti che adottino logiche di pensiero laterale. Io penso che sarà una rivoluzione dal punto di vista sia dell'informazione, quindi a rete, ma anche a livello di potere. I leader che non sapranno essere orizzontali, che non sapranno ascoltare, che non saranno al stesso livello del popolo, non saranno più leader, saranno cancellati.
Right. So what Gianmarco says is that the leaderships that we have now will be completely destroyed and sent away. There will be new leaders who will think in a different way, in a sort of lateral way. So they will be someone who will value the human being as actually a creature of God, because we are all creatures of God.
Bravo, thank you. Whilst you are there, Antonella, forgive me, Gisela, ask Antonella, please, the same question. How does she think that the people of the world will treat their leaders in the weeks and months ahead when they find out the truth of what is going on?
I can imagine there will be. It's not a nice thing to say, but there will be kind of people that will take different directions. I can feel not everybody will be ready for a new way of living together like a community. Some people is not prepared for that, but with time, in time, probably we will grow again a community that will be more sharing and loving and able to live together. It will take time. I think it will take really a lot of time to get there. To have everybody able to live this new way. This new way. It's not a new way. It's the way the human beings are.
Yes, yeah, I understand. That is correct. We're talking about. I need to mute your microphone because the noise is so bad coming back.
Yeah,
Forgive
it's
me.
terrible.
So you are right. It is a return to our humanity. That is what we are talking about. A return to our humanity is what we are talking about here. And you are correct that it will become a return. But you talk about in time, it will become this. We have very little time left. There is the most serious crimes against humanity right now. Yes, socially and politically and economically, the collapsing of millions of businesses around the world, the collapse of billions of livelihood of people around the world is happening. But far worse than that is this satanic intervention of the human genetics connected to this agenda by the billionaire Bill Gates faction the agencies like the CDC, the World Health Organization, all of these ignorant public health administrators and these ignorant doctors and nurses who know nothing about the art of healing. They only understand business, pharmaceutical business, following orders. This is a technocracy. We have lost the art of healing. We cannot see with our eyes any longer. We cannot feel with our hearts. We only follow the orders. Look out on the street. Here in Lisbon, I look out on the street. Last week in Bucharest, I look out on the street. The week before that in Cancun, Mexico. The week before that in United States, in Florida. You are seeing people wearing the mask because they are ashamed of themselves at the level of the soul. They feel deeply ashamed. This is subliminal. We must stand in our divinity, and we must stand up like sons and daughters of God that we are born to be. Let me ask, just for closing statements, please, Luca, kindly, my dear friend, give me your closing comments on the state of the world and the revolution in Trieste taking place.
Ci sono due scenari. Lo scenario che stiamo vedendo, che è una pantomima, ma dietro le quinte, behind the scene.
Luca, you are speaking in Italian.
Ah, sì, scusa. Vabbè, poi se Antonella can translate later. Sorry. Due scenari, quindi quello che stiamo vivendo e quello che veramente sta accadendo dietro le quinte, behind the scene. Siamo nel periodo della redemption e il colpo di grazia arriverà al deep state mondiale con il QFS che sta operando già in tutto il mondo. Sono partiti i primi pagamenti. Se puoi tradurre, Antonella, intanto. I forgot to speak English. Sorry, I was speaking Italian. Sorry.
That's fine.
Vai, Antonella, can translate.
Yes, thank you, Luca. So he says that there are two sceneries actually. One is what we can see happening in the world, and the other is behind the scenes. So something really great is happening. Everything is going to change, and also with the quantum financial system, the QFS, which is already working all over the world.
That is correct. I'm speaking with some of the principals there, and that is entirely correct. The QF system is already more or less operational. But I would just remind people of the world that the root of all sin is usury, exploitation, making profit, illicit profit. And we need to readdress our entire notions of economy in the days ahead if we are not to repeat the same mistakes that we keep making. Why the fuck are we in this position today when we were in the position in the Second World War? What did we learn? Apparently we learned nothing, because the Gestapo are walking down the street again today, 75, 80 years later. What did we learn? What did we learn from the First World War? What did we learn from the Napoleonic Wars? Nothing. Today there is over 85 wars taking place around the world. We are in love with war. That is because of financial systems, because of economic systems. Those systems, you can call them quantum, you can call them what you like. They are economic systems, and they do not serve the living men and women of the living soil. That is the problem. Systems serve lower elemental intelligence, demonic realms, controllers, bureaucrats and technocrats. They do not serve the living. We must move beyond economic systems. If there is a quantum financial system, please God, within a few years, we move beyond that altogether. Let me invite Antonella. Last comment, please, from you.
Yes, I think that what we must develop evermore, every day, especially from our part, from the awakened people part, is compassion. Compassion to
Beautiful.
everybody, because
Beautiful.
I think there will be big desperation among the people who will finally understand that they have been cheated, and in a very, very cruel way. So they have been cheating out of everything. So some people will be really desperate. We must love each other. Love, I think, is the word. Love and being in our humanity all the time, possibly. Because I can see lots of people have been bringing food and drinks and clothes and blankets to these workers striking against the government. So we must love, love, love all the time.
Beautiful. Can you kindly show your telephone on the side and just show us around so we
Yeah,
can see
sure.
behind you? Thank you. Ah, the maestro is there. Wonderful.
Sasha,
Beautiful.
we are
Thank you
here
so.
on square.
Carry on. Carry on. Yeah.
The square
Let's
is over
get.
there. Yeah,
Bravo.
I can go.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Okay, I go for live on real
Very
time.
good.
So
Thank you.
you can see, because okay, I'm Christina. Hi, Sasha.
Oh,
Okay.
Christina. Christina, are you
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Can I see?
Me.
Can we see you, please? There
Yeah.
we go.
You see
Beautiful.
me?
Christina, please
Okay.
give us 3 minutes on your the status quo.
Okay. Okay. Now I go to the square. We are so very, very close to the Piazza Unità is the name of the square, the principal square, where is all the people, the core of the people. So and now we are at night, and it's full of people, and all these people that stay during the night, they sleep here or around the port, around the area of the principal square of the city, is the core of the city, or close to the port, because the
Very
port
good.
now is totally blocked. They put some truck, and it's not possible to go inside and outside. That's the square.
Well, that looks like a very peaceful protest to me.
Yes, of course.
Quérele, quérele, que terminen esa traición. Quérele, quérele, que terminen esa historia. Quérele, quérele, el argumento de la marihuana. Quérele, quérele, porque no le dan el cuarto a Ana, que está en la calle. Quérele, 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 quérele.
Do you see?
Yes, thank you very
Okay.
much indeed.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Christina, very
So
much
happy
indeed.
of this live broadcast. Now
Well,
I'm walking back, okay?
very good.
So
Very good.
to continue
Thank you.
the
Whilst you're walking back, let me ask GianMarco, Landi,
yeah.
we're going to
Yes.
close the broadcast. What are your last comments, my friend?
Sacha, il mio commento è che sono molto contento di aver fatto questa diretta con te. Il clima e l'aria è frizzantina, come puoi vedere, e la piazza è molto viva. Penso che da Trieste ci sia un'energia, si sprigioni un'energia che possa arrivare non solo in Slovenia, non solo in Romania, non solo in tutta Europa, ma possa arrivare anche fino in America. Io ricordo che a 2 passi da Trieste, a Slovenia, il premier sloveno fu l'unico a fare i complimenti al 20 a novembre, a fare i complimenti a Trump per la vittoria, per una vittoria che fu in realtà conseguita dei numeri, anche se i brogli, come sappiamo, che furono fatti impedirono questo riconoscimento. Quindi il mio commento è che Trieste possa contagiare positivamente tutto il mondo, l'Italia possa contagiare positivamente tutto il mondo e il 30 di ottobre al G20 possa esserci la fine della globalizzazione.
GianMarco said that he can feel the atmosphere, which is really lively and sparkling, yes. And he wants to say that this atmosphere can spread also to Slovenia and Romania and other countries. And he remembers also that the Slovenian president was the first to congratulate Trump on his victory. And he wishes that all the globalization will finish at the end of October, when the G20 will take place in Rome.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much indeed. Perfect commentary. Bruno Mihailescu, I don't know if Her Excellency is still on the line, but please, if she is, ask for any last closing comments she may have.
She said that require a good strategy, a good organization for the future actions that is required.
Okay, well, we agree to that, but I also understand that that leadership is already being put into place, and that is something which will be announced very shortly. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Wonderful.
Correct.
So let's leave it at that. So Antonella Sciorans, Luca La Bella, GianMarco Landi, and Christina Bari, let's get together again in a few weeks' time, when Her Excellency is able to make a definitive public disclosure about the leadership that is transitioning now to put Trieste back where it belongs, according to the Treaty of 1947, which will become one of the most significant and historic events in modern history. And we would welcome each of you and your followers and your networks to participate in the announcement that we will be making in the weeks ahead. It's very strategic at the moment, as you all know, because right now there is still a war between elements within the so-called deep state. There are two elements. Those that I need to close down. Somebody's making so much noise. Forgive me in the background. Yeah, I think it was GianMarco's phone. So I'll speak again. There is two elements in the deep state that we are dealing with. Those elements that are connected to only financial control and to power. And that is something we can understand with the human mind. But the other element in the deep state is connected to Sabbatean, Luciferian, satanic ritual practice. This is very serious. This is the real problem, is that we have agencies operating in the world today that have been operating undercover for a very, very long time. And I'm talking about thousands of years. If you understand your true history, then you know that 95% of what we are told is a lie. A lie. People do not understand anything about history. If you are in Harvard or Princeton or Oxford or Cambridge or Firenze, any of the great universities in the world, 95% of the curriculum is complete deception about history and about archaeology and about cosmogenesis. We are now at a point in our evolution where we are required to stand in our divine supernature. Every man, woman, and child in the world must now stand in pure truth. And we must have the courage to recognize the truth of our divinity and the truth of our genesis. What is behind the human story, the cosmic and galactic heritage of our species. This is part of the truth, the great disclosure that we must have the courage to speak about and to stand in that knowing. That is how we transmute and transform this satanic agenda, not before. We must acknowledge and have the courage to see deep into ourselves and recognize our true nature, our true divinity as sons and daughters of God. I thank you, Gisela, for your translation. I thank you, Luca La Bella. What a wonderful human you are. And Antonella Scorians, wonderful to meet you. And GianMarco Landi, who I'm going to call the hashtag whatever it takes.
Thanks.
And I'm going to promote that with you in mind. GianMarco Landi, you're a legend amongst the people who know your great work. And of course, Bruno Mihailescu. And I have to just say, Her Excellency. I cannot speak this name of this incredible woman. I wish I could. You will find out soon enough. All I can say is God bless every one of you watching. This platform has been syndicated to many platforms. So by the morning, it will be hundreds of thousands of people. Within 3 days, I imagine a few million people will see this broadcast. God bless all of you for joining me. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Sacha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sacha.
Thank you.